Guys, it's May! I'm so excited because it's finally the month of May, which I've been waiting on forever because I have short story collections that I've been drawing together, and now it's finally here and I'm excited. So today is day one of our short story readathon. It is Sunday, May 1st, and I have already started reading. I have enjoyed just a little bit of Oscar Wilde's The Canterville Ghost. That's the one I've been excited most for because I used to watch the movie as a child. And so I've read a little bit, but I thought I would check in and just let you know what I'm reading, and then I will let you know what I thought about it when I finish. And yeah, so I hope that you are joining in. This will be a vlog that I will do throughout the month of May, and I will do Sunday through, Sunday through Sunday, essentially, and then I'll post it on Monday. So this won't go up for a while, but yeah, I'm excited. So I'm headed to Sonic to get some ice cream, and I thought I would talk a little bit about what I've read so far. So The Canterville Ghost is a pretty short book, or pretty short story. I'm about halfway through, and I've already fallen in love. It cracks me up, and I think this is why it was my favorite movie, and I haven't rewatched it, but I'm hoping that the same banter is there. But the couple that bought Canterville Chase, I think is what it's called, they're from America, and they are they're not scared of the ghost. So the first time the ghost actually comes out, he's trying to scare the dad, Mr. Otis, and he's clanking his chains and all of that, and he ends up, trying to scare him, and then the dad just gives him some oil to lubricate his chains so they don't make so much noise. And he's very put out by this because no ghost has ever been treated like that in all the history of ghosts. And so he has to come up with some way of getting revenge because they're not scared of him. So I'm excited to finish that. I'm hoping it continues to be as humorous as it is. So far, I am loving it. So I will update you when I'm finished. day one has been so much fun. I just finished Canterville Ghost and it did not disappoint. This is such a good story. I do have to admit, I wish it was a longer story, but all the story was completely wrapped up and it was just so good. So I can't remember exactly what I've already told you because it's been a few hours since I filmed that part of the vlog, but the Canterville Ghost is a ghost that murdered his wife. He's very funny because he loves to haunt anybody that's in the castle. And so he has all these characters that he has come up with, and some of them are more elaborate than others, and it's hilarious. What I wanted to do is read a couple of quotes because it cracks me up. The family that moved in ends up pranking him so much that he ends up giving up on his haunting ways and gets very depressed and decides that he's ready to cross over to the end and be done with his silliness. So let's see. Okay, so throughout this story, the family that's moved in, they're from America and they are not scared of him at all. And he is very frustrated by this because to him it's insulting that they wouldn't be afraid of him. And they're always trying to give him remedies and things like that. So here's an example of one of my favorite parts of the story. It says, the ghost started up with a wild shriek of rage and swept through them like a mist, extinguishing Washington Otis's candle as he passed, and so leaving them all in total darkness. On reaching the top of the staircase, he recovered himself and determined to give his celebrated peal of demonic laughter. This he had on more than one occasion found extremely useful. It was said to have turned Lord Riker's wig gray in a single night and had certainly made 3 of Lady Canterville's French governesses give warning before their month was up. He accordingly laughed his most horrible laugh till the old vaulted roof rang and rang again, but hardly had the fearful echo died away when a door opened and Mrs. Otis came out in a light blue dressing gown. "I am afraid you are far from well," she said, "and have brought you a bottle of Dr. Dobell's tincture. If it is indigestion, you will find it a most excellent remedy." The ghost glared at her in fury and began at once to make preparations for turning himself into a large black dog, and an accomplishment for which he was justly renowned, and to which the family doctor always attributed the permanent idiocy of Lord Canterville's uncle, the Hun. Okay, so that's one example where he's prepared to terrify them, and they are not scared at all. I really, really enjoyed this book. I could sit here and share with you so many quotes and things. I think I will spotlight this because I have thoughts and I want to talk about it, and I don't want to spoil it here. So I'm definitely going to give like a dedicated video to this where there's spoilers and things like that. But I really enjoyed this book and I am so excited to be doing this readathon. I can't wait for more. Hello, it is day 2 of the Short Reads 22 readathon. I am super excited. Today I am going to read from a new to me author, and I am going to read out of this book. I'm actually going to read Sabrina and Karina, That is one of the stories in here, and so I've been looking forward to reading this for a long time. I've said it before, but it's mainly because it has my name, and I hope I really like it. So I'll let you know what I think. I just had to show you how beautiful this author is. I really hope I like her writing. She is just such a pretty lady. Okay, so I'm about halfway through Sabrina and Karina, and I thought I would let you know how I feel so far. So far, the story's good. There's been one cuss word, which I'm not a big fan of, but as long as the story's not filled with them, I'm okay with that. It's kind of a family drama type of story. Sabrina and Karina are cousins, and Karina is the narrator, and Sabrina... Let me just read you the first paragraph. My grandmother called with the news, though I wasn't entirely surprised. I had to ask her 4 times to repeat herself. Strangled, she said over the phone. That's how it happened. So Sabrina is dead, and it flashes between the present, where they're planning for Sabrina's funeral, and the past, where Karina and Sabrina were friends growing up. Sabrina always kind of had the I'm better than you attitude, and Karina kind of just hung back and tried to protect her, but eventually wasn't able to. And so I'm halfway through. I'm liking it. I'm thankful because I really wanted to like this story, so hopefully the end will be good as well. I will let you know what I think when I'm done. Okay, so I just finished the story Sabrina and Karina, and I'd say it was pretty good. It's probably like a 4-star for me. The ending was rather abrupt, and sometimes that's the problem with short stories. It's hard to wrap things up in a way that people are satisfied with. I know that's why a lot of people don't like short stories, but I find it remarkable when an author can write a short story that ends up ticking all the boxes and makes you feel like all of the questions were answered and all of that. I thought I would just read a quick little quote from this. This story is about a girl who lives in a poor neighborhood. Her father abandoned her as a baby, and she turns out becoming an alcoholic and kind of just being mistreated by men. And that's Sabrina. Her cousin Karina can see what's going on, and she tries to talk to her about it, tell her about it, and Sabrina just doesn't know how to change. So at her funeral, this is what Karina was thinking. It says, I thought of all the women my family had lost, the horrible things they'd witnessed, the acts they simply endured. Sabrina had become another face in a line of tragedies that stretched back generations. This kind of reminded me of people I've known in the past who, it's true, sometimes tragedies stick with families for generations and generations, and it's very sad. When I was fostering my children that I eventually was able to adopt, I didn't know that they were going to be adoptable, but I would always pray that the cycle would be broken in their families because their moms were just a product of how they were raised. They weren't terrible people, they just didn't know how to function because for generations their family had just done it this way. And it's sad, and it happens. And I appreciated this story because the author didn't try to fluff it up any. She was honest about the situation that this girl was going through, and I appreciated it. So it was a good story, 4 stars for me. I'm glad that I read it, and I hope that I enjoy more of her stories in this book. So that was day 2. I'm excited for day 3. I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to read, but I am excited about it. I will see you tomorrow. Hello. It is now Thursday, and I am what you call a hot mess, but I thought I would get on here and just talk about my reading for the last couple of days. I didn't get a chance to record anything on Tuesday because it was a really busy day, but I did read a short story. I read, let me see what the title is. Oh, The Elephant's Child by Rudyard Kipling from Just So Stories. It was okay. I read it to my son, which was great because he wanted to say elephant the whole time and all of that, but it was definitely not my favorite. I do like Rudyard Kipling's prose. I like how he strings words together and he adds humor into his work, and he also wrote his books, I believe, to his daughter. I would have to research that for sure, but I believe it was to his daughter, and so he would say, like, while he's writing the story, he would say beloved, talking to his child, which is awesome. But this is a story about, I'm going to go ahead and start driving while I talk. This is a story about how the elephant got its long nose, and long story short, well, really it's a short story short, a crocodile bites his nose and makes it long. So yeah, I read that one for the prompt, read a short story from another country. Today I have not read anything yet. It's been a busy day as well. Wednesday we were gone all day, so I didn't read at all, which is usually typical of Wednesdays. Wednesdays are they're just hard to get anything done. I don't get any chores done in the house, nothing. Wednesdays are just my busy day. So, yeah. So I'm getting my husband a drink now, plan on going home and reading either Hills Like White Elephants or possibly one of the sci-fi stories from, what is it called? It's the short story collection by Veronica Roth. I haven't decided what I want to do yet, but I will update you some more when I do that, and yeah. is Friday now, and I am actually nursing a migraine. I feel a little better now, thankfully. Took some amazing headache medicine, and I think I'm going to be okay for the rest of the day. But I am still kind of starting my morning slow because that's what I do when I have a migraine. But anyway, I wanted to talk about what I read last night. I didn't get a chance to film I don't know. I didn't get a chance to talk about what I read, and so I thought I would this morning before I read my short story for today. So this collection is what I read out of last night. I read 2 stories from here. I read Hills Like White Elephants and The Lottery. So Hills Like White Elephants is by Ernest Hemingway, and it is a story that is vague, and it is a conversation that these 2 young people are having. My children are in there arguing life. But anyway, they are having a conversation about an operation, and I'm assuming it's an abortion. I think that's the consensus on what it's about. I don't know if he ever said what it's about or anything like that. It doesn't say in the story what it's about, but you can assume that it's an abortion because the man is saying, oh, it's a simple operation. And the woman's saying, okay, well, if I do it, will you love me? And he's saying, oh, I love you now. And he's saying, if we do this, things will go back to normal. This is the only thing that's making us unhappy. So I'm assuming it has to do with them being pregnant and all of that. So I gave it a 3-star, mainly because there's not a lot of depth to the story. You can tell what it's about, but it's mainly just a conversation between the 2 of them, and that's kind of it. So it was good, but not worthy of much more than like a 3-star. The other one I read was The Lottery by Shirley Jackson. This one gave me some sad feelings. So I don't want to go into all the details just in case you haven't read it, but it is a story where this small town has a lottery, and you come in the midst of them getting ready to draw names for the lottery, and they go through the whole process, and essentially whoever wins the lottery ends up having something not so great happen to them. And throughout the lottery they're talking about, oh, well, some towns don't even do this anymore. And there's an old man that's like, oh, they're fools. They should keep doing this because it's been done for so many years. The whole time they're talking about the lottery, they're like, they don't even remember why they do it. They don't remember some of the traditions behind it. None of that. They're basically just doing it because they've done it for longer than any of them have been alive. And since it's such a sad circumstance, I feel like, somebody should stand up and say, hey, we don't have to do this anymore. But they continue to do it. So this is an allegory, and it kind of just represents the capacity for humans to be violent and, I don't know, unfair, I guess. And yeah, it's a sad story, but very good and very well written. So if you haven't read that one's a good one, especially for the allegory prompt if you're following along with our bingo card. But anyway, I will wrap this conversation up now. I'm gonna go get my coffee, start my day, and figure out which short story I want to read today. I feel very random with this vlog. I don't know how interesting this is. This is my first week-long vlog, so hopefully it's not boring and I'm keeping your interest. But it is Friday night and I just finished another story in Sabrina and Karina. I did this for the prompt short story written by a woman. I read the story called Sugar Babies, and this is about the very first part of the story. Some boys find an ancient burial site, and so that's woven throughout the story. But the little boy that found the bones in the burial site is assigned a school project with a little girl who is the main character of the story to have a bag of sugar be their baby. And so it's just kind of about that. The girl's mom is in and out of her life, and so it discusses how much that hurts and how much this fake baby kind of opens her eyes to some things. It was an interesting story. Weirdly, I really liked it, even though it didn't go very far. I just thought it was an interesting short story. So I would say it was probably like a 4-star. I guess you'd have to read it to really understand it. I don't want to say too much more because if you want to read it, I don't want to give away all the good stuff in the middle of it. So that one's a good one. Sugar Babies by Kaylee Fajardo Anastine. Probably said that wrong, but anyway. So yeah, tomorrow's my last day of week 1, and I have had a pretty good reading week. I'm super excited. Short stories have definitely taken away my reading slump, and so I'm hoping that it will lead into a good summer reading season. Hello! Week 1 is over, kind of. It's Saturday night, and I have had a hugely busy day. And so before bed, I am going to read one of the stories out of here for the sci-fi prompt, and I will let you know how I feel about it when I'm done. Okay, so it's almost 10 o'clock and the story is 47 pages long, which is okay with me, but I am getting sleepy, so I'm just gonna kind of tell you where I'm at, and then I'm gonna finish this story tomorrow. But I am reading Inertia. It is part of this collection by Veronica Roth, The End and Other Beginnings, and this is a story about some best friends who have had some kind of falling out, and we are following them. So this is sci-fi. So in this reality, in the future, they have created some kind of technology where you can share your memories together and talk. And this is done at the end of someone's life. So the boy is in a car accident, and at the time they are not speaking to each other, but she is on the list of people that he wants to talk to for this last visitation, is what it's called. And so she has to go and do this basically like a shared consciousness scenario where they can walk through their memories and talk about them and say goodbye, all that stuff. So far, I'm really enjoying it because they're going through their relationship. I still don't know what the falling out was. We're basically learning about how they became friends and all of those things, but I'm really enjoying it. I think it's going to be a good read. I wish I wasn't so sleepy or I would finish it tonight, but I am just so ready for bed. But I will finish it tomorrow and it'll be good, I'm sure. Hello. It is now Sunday the 8th, Mother's Day, and I thought I would just kind of close out week 1 because I haven't done that yet. I had an amazing reading week. I really enjoyed reading short stories. They're fun and interesting, and yes, some of them are lacking, but some of them are so great. So I encourage you to try some short stories, even if you've never really liked them before, because there are some really good ones out there. So I will be vlogging next week as well. This week I read 6 short stories, and then I am in the middle of one, and so I will probably finish that tonight and then get right back into one a day this next week. But I am super excited, ready to read some more, and I can't wait to see what you guys are reading. So please comment below, let me know. First of all, this is my first long vlog like this, and I have no clue how I did, so feedback would be great, as long as it's nice. I mean, you know, if you have negative comments, that's fine, just say them nicely. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it. It's not something that I plan on doing all the time because it is a lot of work, but I really did enjoy it, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of the month doing that as well. So please leave in the comments. I'd love to know what you read this week, and I will see you in the next video.